Hi, I'm Mike, the All Hallows Geek, and welcome to This Week in Geek, the weekly series where I recap the top stories in Halloween and horror news from the last week. Now, summer is officially here, and this week, to celebrate, I finally watched the movie Midsummer, and I had jokes lined up talking about old ladies grabbing butt cheeks, but let's forget about summer for a minute and let's fast forward to Halloween, because literally right as I sat down to record this, they dropped the trailer for Halloween Kills. So, I'm gonna tell you now, leave this video, go watch it the trailer if you haven't seen it yet, and then come back. Just promise me you'll come back. But if you haven't seen the trailer yet, go find it, watch it, and then let me know in the comments what you think. I'll be here when you get back. All right, now that you're in the Halloween spirit, let's talk about some Halloween things. So kicking things off, Disney Cruise Line announced this week that Halloween will be returning to the cruise line in 2022. The cruise line will celebrate Halloween on the high seas with cruises departing from New York, California, and Florida in September of next year. This unique experience includes themed food, themed drinks, of course Disney characters in their Halloween best, and each ship is decorated for the Halloween season to completely immerse you, and each ship gets its very own themed pumpkin tree. Bookings open to the public this week, so if you're looking to get your Disney Halloween cruise on next year, now's your chance to do it. And what's Halloween season without Spirit Halloween? This week, the Halloween retailer dropped a teaser reminding us that Halloween shopping season is right around the corner. The short teaser flashed a number of images that we can only assume allude to this year's themes and some of the new props that are heading to the retailer later this year. Accompanying the teaser was a new webpage on spirithalloween.com that has a counter currently counting down to mid-July, which I'm assuming is when they're going to start revealing some of this year's new product. And while we're talking Spirit Halloween, you might recall if you watched my Funko-Ween video that Spirit was again getting an exclusive Funko Pop figure from the film Hocus Pocus. The Danny and Binks Funko Pop is now available on spirithalloween.com, and I'll provide a link to it if you want to get your very own down in the description below. And in other Halloween shopping news, home furnishings and decor retailer Grandin Road released a sneak peek this week of their 2021 Halloween collection. While much of the 3 pages that are now online are made up of some of previous year's product, a handful of new products have been added that you're gonna wanna check out. Highlights include these bat lanterns, these bat tea light holders, and a skeleton hand water pump that actually pumps water. To check out all the highlights from this year's sneak peek, be sure to head over to the article over on allhallowsgeek.com or check out Grandin Road for all of this year's early reveals. And while tricks and treats are still a few months away, we got a few updates on this year's Halloween candy offerings. First, Ferrero is setting its sights on Halloween this year with 2 all-new candies that are eyeball themed. This Halloween season, you'll be able to pick up Butterfinger zombie eyeballs as well as Crunch Monster Eye. This week, we also received further details around a previously revealed Halloween treat after it won top accolades at the National Confectioners Association Sweets and Snacks Expo. We learned that Nerds candy corn will not only have a hard candy shell and soft chewy center, but that the center will contain 2 flavors and 2 colors, a hallmark of the Nerds brand. And perhaps even more exciting than that is that the Nerds candy corn is expected to start hitting store shelves as early as July 15th, meaning you're not going to have to wait until Halloween to enjoy this new take on a classic Halloween treat. And shifting to video game news, the Starcourt Mall arrived in popular gaming platform Roblox this week, bringing with it a slew of mini games and new cosmetics, all inspired by the Netflix original series Stranger Things. As of Tuesday, fans can come together in a virtual Starcourt Mall where they can play 4 new interactive mini-games, including Hawkins Lab Escape, a D&D themed dice battle game called Dueling Dice, High Score Slingshot, where you grab your wrist rocket and put your aim to the test as you face off against the show's infamous Demogorgon. And finally, Delivery Dash, a race against the clock where it's your job to deliver Scoops Ahoy ice cream to patrons around the mall. On the cosmetics front, there's plenty of new items for you to check out, including Dustin's hat, a Demogorgon costume, a Scoops Ahoy costume, with many more expected to be released in the coming weeks and months. In toy news, NECA unveiled this week the next figure in its Universal Monsters Ultimate line, with the reveal of its Ultimate Wolfman figure. The new figure will be released for the 80th anniversary of the Universal Horror Classic and will feature the authorized likeness of actor Lon Chaney Jr. The 7-inch scale figure will feature interchangeable heads, hands, and lower legs, along with wolf cane and animal trap accessories. Now the real kicker here is while the first figure in the Universal Monsters Ultimate line, Frankenstein, was released in black and white, the new Wolfman Ultimate figure is a color release. I reached out to NECA to find out if a black and white variant is going to be released, and as of right now there are no plans to release a black and white figure, which sucks because these films were released in black and white, so it only makes sense to release the figures in black and white. However, in the response to my email, they did say if there was enough fan interest, there's always the potential for a black and white variant. So, if you're like me and you want a black and white variant to match your black and white Frankenstein when he arrives, reach out to NECA, let them know you want the black and white variant, because we need a black and white variant. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's move on. While we're on the subject of canines, two of cartoon's most cowardly canines are coming together later this year in a crossover feature film. This September, Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog will team up in an all-new feature animation straight out of nowhere. Warner Brothers this week released the trailer for the film, which finds Scooby and the gang in Nowhere, Kansas, home of Courage the Cowardly Dog, on the hunt for a giant cicada monster. Something that honestly sounds like it was lifted directly from current headlines. Straight out of nowhere, Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog will arrive on digital and DVD on September 14th. And finally, just over a year after acquiring the rights to all of Anne Rice's major literary works, AMC has announced that it has greenlit a new series based on Interview with the Vampire. The series is being developed by Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul executive producer Mark Johnson, who has taken on the arduous task of not only developing Interview with the Vampire, but an entire Anne Rice universe for AMC. AMC has ordered 8 episodes for the series' first season and is expected to arrive sometime in 2022. That's it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like, leave me a comment down below, or better yet, subscribe to make sure you always get your weekly dose of Geek. Until next week, keep it creepy.